Jupiter at night. Jupiter at night does whatever a web show can't. Spins a show any size, presents it live on the internet. Look out! Here comes Jupiter at night.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jupiter at Night. My name is Chris.
I'm Alan.
And I'm John.
Hey there, guys.
Hello.
Now,
Hi.
It's Thursday night, and that's Jupiter at Night's Friday for the week.
Relax time.
Yeah,
and,
here we go.
And usually, whenever we can, we take our Jupiter at Night weekend lens and we sort of rotate it and lock it in on the weekend, and we say, what do we want to do?
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch movies. You guys like
That's
to watch
what we
movies.
I do. I love movies.
If you're gonna, yeah, I know. If you're gonna go though, if you're gonna go to the movies, you're probably gonna go on the weekend.
I honestly wouldn't.
I know,
I don't really go to the movies.
I go on the
granted,
weekend.
but
I go on the weekend.
I would.
I guess the last time we did go on the weekend.
But
so
there's just
there
been
you go.
nothing. There's
No.
been nothing this month, and we thought it's time we take it to Hollywood and cover some of their worst things. I've been looking at the schedule. I kind of want to go see a movie. It's been a while. There's just nothing interesting me, and I thought, all right, okay. We're talking about it before the show, kicking around with the chat room and all this stuff. There's got to be a few movies that really stand out as just some of the worst.
Why there are.
And now, of course, that list would be like, super epic long.
Yes.
So we made ourselves a little rule. We said we're going to keep it to only movies that we've personally suffered through.
And only ones that we could think of in the last 10 minutes.
Right.
Right?
That's
Okay.
the real
Yeah.
parameter.
Yeah.
I'm going to list my first one because I think a lot of the internet out there is going to agree with me, and that is Battlefield Earth.
Yo, man, this is a gem.
See, even before the internet was really bumping, like I heard enough about this movie beforehand to stay the hell away from it.
Yes.
This movie wanted to be Star Wars so badly.
It had
cutscenes and like fadeaways. It used the same things that the original Star Wars did.
Yep.
Without any story or anything that's just not completely laughable.
And I guess, and I didn't catch this at the time, but I guess it has Scientology references that.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, I think they're called like the Silonauts or something like some things because Ron L. Hubbard hates psychology. So the evil aliens represent psychology.
Gotcha.
And Barry Pepper, who's a decent actor, is in this, and I think his career somehow did manage to stay afloat somewhat. But he was in like Saving Private Ryan, but he is a Scientologist. So basically, there's just a lot of Scientologists in this movie. There's John Travolta, Kelly Preston, John Travolta's wife,
Gotcha.
Forrest Whitaker, Barry Pepper.
Forrest Whitaker's
He is. Yep, and
That's rough.
a few other people. So it's based on
Whitaker
Ron L.
a
Hubbard's
lot.
book,
Me too.
and
Yep. I remember Forrest Whitaker. I do now.
I mean, it is so bad that it's enjoyable for me. Like it, but it's just
I want to watch it now just because I've heard so much.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
astoundingly bad.
Yeah,
though
yeah.
It really is.
I
think Kelly Preston like has some like little tongue thing that she does. Her tongue's like a foot long, and that's supposed to be neat to watch, but
it's not.
it's not.
No.
It's the whole thing is just a joke.
Now, why don't we talk about one of the first movies on your list here, John? It's called Fortress, and it came out in 1992.
Right.
And now it's not the worst rated movie on our list.
No, it should be though. It really should be. It's kind of strange. Looks like it's got a 5.6.
Yeah.
So basically the premise is you're only allowed to have one kid and abortion is legal. So that's just the very beginning of the movie. Christopher Lambert his character is married. His wife is pregnant. They lost their first kid, so they're trying to have another one. They get caught, and they both go to this
Futuristic
private
prison.
Yes, futurist underground prison, and it's just filled with just stuff that you wouldn't believe how bad it is.
Is it?
You get lines like you're what they do to our babies. You get that. You get a truck coming to life and not coming to life, but being activated and trying to run somebody over.
Like the remote controlled truck kind of thing.
Right. You get.
Is it a commentary on immigration? Because
Sure it is.
Or is it this is what's going to happen if you legalize abortion?
I think that might be it. I don't know. It's just so bad. I mean, I don't think it really has any deeper meaning.
Well, it sounds like it could. Sounds like it could be like, have a kind of a slant
It's
to it.
so bad. So one of the things, it's a running joke, at least in my family, is when they go into the prison, they put like a little ball inside your stomach. So if you go past a line, first it's pain, and if you go past another line, it's death.
Oh.
So, and they say like, the computer is like intestinate. And that's what happened. And so just a bunch of overactors like, oh! So we intestinate bad actors.
And like when you're eating dinner and stuff.
Yeah, just be nice. Intestinate. It's good to watch. It's just a horrible, horrible movie.
Intestinate. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
you got like some nerdy guy who's supposed to be a computer genius. It's like, machines love me, man.
I'm able to talk to machines.
It's a movie to watch. It's still bad, but it's enjoyably bad again. But I've seen it far too many times. There's also Fortress 2 that takes place in space.
Oh, okay, of
So
course.
does it have to get a sequel?
Yeah,
Takes place in space.
Yeah, where all the movies go eventually. And
wow. That's painful.
to be honest, I fell asleep. I couldn't do it. I
Really?
couldn't take it. Yeah, it was really bad.
You got to figure when they're in space, it's cheaper because then everything's in like those spacey corridors. So it's the same corridor over and over.
They just get to
and over.
reuse
Right.
them.
Yeah, they just run in a
Yep.
circle all the
Yep.
time.
It's horrible.
Now I like the next one on Alan's list because it's public domain, which means I might throw it in the live reruns.
You
There
should.
you go.
All right,
It's a good movie.
The Brain That Wouldn't Die. It's a 1962 movie. It's got a
It's
3.6 rating on IMDb.
Awesome. So hilarious.
It's about a
have not
doctor
seen it.
experimenting with
let me
transplant
tell
techniques.
Yes.
Okay.
It is great.
Let me tell you. Wait a minute. You nailed it.
Yes. So without giving away anything that's not on the cover, this guy basically kills his wife, but keeps her head alive.
Hates her
And
body, loves her
troubles
mind.
ensue.
Like Futurama, kind of like head in a thing. Or?
Kind
sure
of.
looks
It's,
like in a
it's just
jar.
a head in a pan, like an oil pan.
Oh, like a cookie sheet.
Yeah, and it's just
Sounds
the
pretty awesome
acting's
so
bad,
far.
and it's
And this
it's
is
just great.
Now this one's on this one's on Internet Archive, so I think we'll add it to our rerun list.
and it's also
Yeah.
on the instant queue. But
And it's on Watch
I
Now?
recommend it.
Okay.
It doesn't take that much of your time, and it's
worth the suffering.
hilarious.
That's funny.
Okay.
Some of these are worth the suffering. I've got one here that is not worth the suffering, and it's because it was a scorned childhood memory. It used to be a tradition on the weekends with my old man. Maybe this is where the weekend thing comes in. We'd go see a movie on the weekend, right?
Right.
And we went down there and we wanted to see, and I don't know what else was coming out in '89, but we wanted to see something, and it was all completely sold out. And we'd already driven all the way to where the movie theater was at because there wasn't one near our house back then. And we were there, and I remember like being this kid and being there with my dad and just looking at him going,
How about a cop dog movie?
yeah, I guess we can go see K9, the cop buddy dog movie.
because Turner and Hooch was so good.
Yeah. Dude, there's a K911 that was made not that long ago. There's a sequel to that movie with Jamie
No.
Belushi. Yes, there is. Look it up. It's called K911.
So I had to sit through K9.
Yeah.
I had to
Was it in
sit.
space?
I wish it was in space so bad I can't tell you.
Oh,
I had to
man.
sit through K9, but the worst part about that insult to injury is in that same year, the same thing happened to us, and I had to sit through Turner and Hooch.
The same thing?
Yes.
Which one was first?
That dog slobbers
I don't
and
remember,
rips
to
things
be
up.
honest with you.
Had to
But
be
they were,
Turner and Hooch.
They were both awful, and I had to see them both because both times the movies were sold out.
Don't you think Belushi would bite Tom Hanks, not the other way around?
Yeah.
I don't picture Tom Hanks as a biter.
I know. I agree. Yeah. So anyways,
Yeah.
have you ever had that where you've gone to the theater and the movie you want to see is just not available?
Or
I mean, nowadays,
you get
Yes.
tickets
With
and then they don't
Fandango.
let you in South Park because I
Really?
was 17.
Uh-oh. Watch
yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, dude. Now this next one comes from Johnny. It's from 1999.
1990.
1990,
Yes.
right? And it's called Deathstalker 4: Match of the Titans.
Okay, so there's
So the
obviously-
first three were really good, though.
No,
right?
no. Okay, so here's the story. Okay, so my friend and I were like, let's go watch a bad movie. So we go to the
Yeah.
local video store and we check out and we see, okay, this one looks horrible. We just based on this cover art alone, we're like, okay,
You could tell.
maybe there's some girls in it, but it looks horrible.
Actually,
so we're
she's
like,
topless in that, isn't
so
she?
we'll rent it, and we
Well,
rented
it's
it,
popping up.
Yeah.
and it was so bad. I mean, the
Did
premise
you at least
is
get to
just
see any TNA?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's just too, it's like ridiculous. So I was like, okay, that's too much even for me because like these two people would be talking and like characters that aren't really relevant, and then this topless girl walk by, not related to anything. She's just topless.
and it's like,
Right
what's
in
that
front.
doing? What's that doing in here?
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
So then there's a point where the guy he finds this like secret hidden room, and he goes into this room, and then you see like this door that just shows daylight outside, like you could just walk in this room no matter what, anytime. So it's worse when you watch it. But the capper was, we saw this and we're like, okay, well now we need to see the other Deathstalker movies.
Sure.
We rent Deathstalker 1 and we're like, wait a second, this footage looks familiar. They had taken the same footage.
Oh,
It was the same basic plot as Deathstalker 1 and some of the exact same footage. They used like
Really?
stock footage from 1 and put it into 4 because it was, I think
That would've made
what
it
happened
cheaper.
was, yeah, I think Deathstalker was like bought by Romanian people and then just like, you know what, we're going to hire, because it was all dubbed except for the,
Do you
the
remember
actor.
like Power Rangers was like that?
Yeah,
Power Rangers was like that? It was all dubbed
it was
over.
awesome. like
Yeah, it
that.
was awesome.
I actually watched it then because it's like this is cool.
So,
like,
other interesting note though, in Deathstalker 2, I think it was Deathstalker 2, maybe 3, but the female lead is the girl that was killed by Crazy Hair Guy. Crazy Hair Guy? You know, that he got off? I can't remember his name, so it's less
While you're
interesting.
thinking about it, I was
Okay.
thinking of reusing, the reusing footage stuff. I've been surprised. I've seen that happen in some big
Phil Spector,
movies.
yes, thank you. Phil Spector.
Phil Spector, okay.
Yes.
Star Trek 6. There's a scene in Star Trek 6 where they blow up a Klingon ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some interior explosions and stuff like that. Star Trek reuses that explosion in TV episodes and later on in another movie,
Whoa.
Really?
which seems really low budget to me.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
surprised
for
that you
Star
noticed
Trek.
that.
someone pointed it out to him.
No, trust me. All right, so
No,
now
he
the,
was like looking at the ship. Wait, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I know this ship explosion.
the very next movie, yeah, as the chat room was pointing out, it was in Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
You might remember. Oh no, all right.
Nope, I wouldn't.
All right, so the next one on Alan's list is one that I think all of us agree pretty strongly.
Yeah,
with, and that's
yeah.
Batman and Robin from 1997.
Oh, man.
And I think everybody remembers it for the nipples.
And,
Yep.
You know, George Clooney.
I
God
know.
damn it. You should know better.
He's a good actor. I think he really redeemed himself after this.
He did come back, like as far as like as an actor goes,
Right.
But as far as destroying a franchise,
and they were all part
It
of it.
wasn't his fault. He said yes. He didn't write the script or direct it.
no, I agree with you, dude. It's not his fault, but I do
Yeah.
remember hearing about an interview where he's like, I decided to play him like XYZ, and I was like, oh, well, that was definitely part of the problem.
But you know, Batman wasn't even the worst part of it. He was like, he was the smallest,
So many things
worst
wrong
part
with
of that
you're right,
equation.
You're right. You're right. Well, yeah.
For Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Mr.
worst
Freeze.
casting ever.
Yeah.
He should not have been.
Well, Schwarzenegger just came on and all he did was make horrible puns. That was his whole role, is to make horrible puns and
And
freeze things.
he was a brilliant-minded scientist. That was like, and
I know
look
he
at that
w-
picture. Come on.
I know.
Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy, sure, but with all the neon lights and glowy stuff and her
it was
henchmen,
so
she wasn't
bad.
like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Her
Bane
pla-
was so bad.
Her plants were her henchmen.
Lionel
She had nothing
Luthor
to do
played
with
the
Bane.
scientist. Lionel, the actor who plays Lionel Luthor.
Lionel did, yeah.
Yeah, played the guy who made Bane.
Yeah, Lionel from Smallville. Now, you know that I think Bane is one of the bad guys for the new Batman movie. I think we've got.
I think I heard that. Yeah.
yeah. So it's going to be a reimagination of Bane, but you know, in the Dark
Yeah.
Knight
Well,
style.
I would.
That's going to be cool.
I'll
though.
trust it in Christopher Nolan.
That could be. All right, now the next one on my list is actually 2. I live with this for the rest of my life, and I think all of us do. The potential that was lost. This is one of Hollywood's biggest mistakes, and I really believe The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions were some of the biggest disappointments.
Just take a little
Yeah.
more time.
You know,
Is that
We
what it
would've-
was?
I
I
would've
didn't.
waited.
I didn't hate Reloaded as much as everybody else did. I didn't really like it, and it wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one.
Right.
Oh, Revolutions, though. You got it.
The last one was horrible. Yes, the last one was horrible.
It
It's
got
like,
worse.
When he blinds himself.
That was
and-
the-
Oh, my God.
That was the worst
Yes.
thing because you were like, well, okay. One was good,
One was
Yes.
amazing, especially
Yes.
for when it came out.
and you didn't know about it. You didn't
No,
like.
you didn't know anything about
No.
it. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, what's going on? The
Yeah.
blue pill, the red pill.
So one's
and
I walked in with
around.
not knowing a thing about
Yeah,
the movie.
not a thing.
You walk out of number 2 and you kind of feel like what just happened, right? But you're like, "Ah, but it's number 2. If they pull it out in number 3,
Right.
you're redeemed.
Yeah,
Well,
you
too, I was
just-
like, there's some good parts about this. This looks kind of cool.
And with that one, the second one is always setting up to make sure that finale is just perfect.
Right.
And you know,
That's the same thing-
A lot of people say the second Star Wars is not that great.
Oh, I like the second one.
So do I. But
Second,
a lot of
Star
people,
Wars. That's everybody says it's the best one. Don't
Oh
they?
shit. Okay, well I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
But you know what?
I am
I'll
wrong.
give
you- Oh, it's okay.
Sorry.
I'll give you an example
Sorry.
from recent history. You flip back into the Castablasta history pages, and I think John and I were on record saying that the latest James Bond movie wasn't a very great James Bond movie unless the next one was going to be amazing. right? You remember that, John?
You know what? I think that actually that was you and Brian.
Oh, okay.
I think that I liked it more than you.
And then they
you two did.
S-canned it. Now they're making a new one, at least.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna hold. I got one more, but I'm gonna hold it. Let's go on another one of John's because this one I'd never even heard of.
Oh man!
But it's got Bill Cosby in it, and it's called.
you probably already know what it is now if you said Bill Cosby.
Leonard
Part
Part
6. Yeah, you either know it or you don't. Bill Cosby is horribly embarrassed by this. I think the word was that he actually asked people not to see it after it came out.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah. It's on Watch Now.
Yeah. Okay.
At least it was.
That's
not
a bad
too
sign
long
right there.
ago.
It seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it really bad or just like people don't like it?
No, it's really, really bad. There's a part where he's wearing like a football helmet and a tutu and he's doing ballet. Something about like butter and lobsters that I don't even really remember. But basically, somebody can control animals and make them kill people. And Leonard's like a super spy. It's horrible. It is.
Yeah.
It is
And
so
there's no other parts.
Yeah,
right?
there is no Leonard 1 through 5. This is Leonard Part 6. It's the
starts
only
at
one
part
somehow.
6?
What?
It starts at part 6.
It starts at Part 6. I think there might even be a reason in it, but I don't remember. I tried to watch this on Watch
Is
Now
it
again.
part of the joke or something?
Maybe it's supposed to be funny. It's just so bad.
Like there's a scene right now where they're shooting through a kitchen, and everything they happen to shoot just happens to be making the meal.
Yes.
Like they shot some eggs, and so the eggs flew onto the grill, and now they're making eggs. They shot some parsley, and the parsley fell into the tomato sauce.
Well, that's just convenient.
Yeah, no, yeah, right, yeah. I mean,
No wonder they don't.
No,
care.
there's a part literally where there's a person in a car, frogs go underneath the car and hop the car into the water. That's the movie that you're watching right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
now
Sounds awesome.
It is awesomely bad. It's just surprising. Like they put money behind this movie. And
yeah, that is always the thing, right? You look at this and you go, wait a minute, did somebody actually spend a budget on this?
yeah. Well, Bill Cosby's like, don't go see this movie. But you know what? The script couldn't have been that much different than what. I mean, I'm sure maybe there are some poor directing choices that changed somewhat.
Poor editing.
But he still
Yeah.
said yes to it.
That's the thing, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. They still say yes, and
But that is the thing. I've heard many times that what looks good and seems really
Once
good
it
on
comes out.
paper, you see it in your head, but that's not how someone else is going to read it.
all right, I got to throw one to Alan because speaking of huge budgets and being disappointed, this is one that I'm gonna be a little controversial on you with because I don't necessarily agree. But the one
Well,
on
you're
Alan's list here is from 2010, and it's Sylvester Stallone's latest blockbuster, The Expendables.
I paid money to see this
With
in a
me.
theater.
I talked you into it so we could review it for this show.
Yeah, and I was fine because I honestly thought like, okay, cool. I know it's going to be a bad script.
Yeah.
You're not going for the script. People are going to get blown up, shot,
Yes.
kicked their asses.
It's directed by Sylvester Stallone and
it
stars
was
Sylvester Stallone.
horrible. The action was crappy. It was horribly shot, and
I
it
don't know.
was rated R. And
I thought it was
just-
well.
no.
Okay, you're right. It shouldn't have been rated R because
no.
except
Bad.
for all the killing, I suppose. It was a lot of
I
killing.
haven't seen it.
It wasn't graphic at all.
I recommend you see it if you like the latest Rambo movie and that kind of just hardcore action genre.
I like First Blood. I did not like the last Rambo movie.
Now we're running out of time, so I want to hammer through the last couple of these,
Okay.
Johnny, because we got to give a shout out to Teen Wolf, right?
Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf 2.
TOO.
Okay, I have nostalgic memories of Teen Wolf 1. I liked it. It's
has gotta be
let's
Surfing
combine werewolf
on the van.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Surfing on the Van. Niles. It's got some good stuff in it.
This is rated a 2.8 out of 10, one of the lowest ratings we've had on IMDb out of the ones we've talked about today.
right. Well, Teen Wolf 2, Jason Bateman was available after Valerie's Family or whatever he was doing at the time. This is before Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Probably needs some money.
Yeah.
But
Now he needs it again.
pretty much just like, okay, well, he's Michael J. Fox's cousin and he's
Really?
going to box. Yeah. Well, he's not in real life.
Oh.
He was in the show. So this is why he's still a werewolf.
Okay.
And it's just, I mean, it's the exact same formula, just horribly executed with nothing new.
There's a big surprise, right?
Right.
Now, before we jet out of here, I want to give an honorable mention for my wife, the Saw series. She's watched them. She doesn't understand why they're still making them, and I completely agree.
Because she watches them just
I know,
like everyone
exactly.
else.
Well, I saw that with Angela and you.
Yeah, the
we saw
first
them in the
one.
theater, and we all laughed at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Like where
Bad acting.
spoiler alert. Yeah, like Carrie Ilz, or however you pronounce the last name, he saws off his leg, why it's called Saw. And the acting was so horrible. We're all just like laughing at it. It's supposed to be this like horrifying
Here's
part.
the thing about it is that I saw it in Alaska. And so like
You're desperate for time for movie entertainment.
Well, that and the engine was running. So really you can kind of hear it, but you're catching most of it on the captions.
Oh, okay.
And so,
you're on the boat, you mean?
reading the dialogue, I'm like, oh, the acting's not that bad because you're reading, you're a little.
You're not hearing
Oh
it.
man, is it bad? It is bad. And
I'm like, okay, like, yeah, but I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I'm like, okay,
That's
this
funny.
is a good movie.
I can see if you didn't hear it. It
Yeah.
seemed like a good movie.
And so I really need to watch it again just to see. What
See, I
it's
don't know
like.
what you draw on when you're trying to act out sawing off your own leg. I don't know.
Exactly.
But he did a poor job. He did a poor job.
know?
Yeah. Now, one last little call out before we wrap up tonight. One of the guys in our chat room who tunes in almost every night is Cat in the Engine, and he runs a blog called Film Fallout. And you can go over to filmfallout.blogspot.com. And right now he's got an article over there about the new Spider-Man movie. Well, about the web shooters. The word is on the new Spider-Man movie they're going mechanical web shooters again.
Oh.
What? That's classic, dude.
That's how it works.
That's how, because what's cool about it is he can run out.
Wait, they
Yeah.
are going
'Cause he-
with
yes.
where is he gonna make his own pack?
Yeah.
He's not just
Okay,
part spider.
okay.
He's also a genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
they weren't sorry, I
No,
need
I-
to pay more attention. I was looking at the picture.
Yeah, so it just happens to be his article, which ties in nicely with our intro theme today, which was provided by another chat room member, Mars Base. So thanks to both of you. Oh,
Thank you.
And we should also mention that our background tonight was provided by another viewer, Murphy. So thanks.
This is
to
a team
everybody.
effort.
Thanks, everyone.
It's a team
Yeah.
effort. Thank you
Good
very
job.
much.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for helping with tonight's episode. And now Jupiter at Night's out for the week, but we're back Tuesday. You can tune in on Saturday at 11 a.m. to catch Stoked, and Sunday at 10 a.m. to catch the Linux Action Show. And both of those can be found over at jupiterbroadcasting.com/live. And of course, tomorrow night, Lotso's coming out.
Oh,
Lotso. Yep, we did an epic game
talked
news
about a
roundup.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did. We talked a lot. That's a packed Lotso.
exciting.
So very
It really
cool.
is.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for watching tonight's episode of Jupiter at Night, and we'll see you Tuesday night.